Now we're joined by Chicago sportscaster Cameron Smith, who will talk more about this. And Cameron, thank you for being with us early on a Tuesday. What impact do you think this has on the NFL? It's more than just bad publicity.
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully it has the right impact on the NFL, because this is a league that has been known to kind of really protect and coddle those who are doing wrong, like Jon Gruden, and have those things kind of covered, but not also supporting those like a Colin Kaepernick that's come out trying to support the right things and bring attention to police brutality, as he was doing with his movement, and especially when it came to kneeling with the national anthem. So hopefully this is a reckoning in the NFL, and hopefully this puts an end to that good old boys network that we know the league has had for a number of years and really continues to have, especially with this new news with Jon Gruden.
Do you think it's as large? Is it a Kaepernick-sized situation?
In some ways, it can be that. I know when you think about the emails that Gruden sent, especially when it came to Eric Reid, who's one of Colin Kaepernick's best friends, he wanted him blackballed from the league. So you think about that aspect of it with Gruden, what he was doing. You hope that that has an impact where it has for some situations where that reckoning allows people to understand that the NFL is trying to make the right moves and be as progressive as the WNBA or the NBA or other professional sports leagues around the world, and making sure that they're not just kind of hiding their hands, but also stepping in front and really having repercussions for those that, you know, do moves like Gruden has done.
Do you think this speaks to the character not only of Gruden, but of the entire league, in terms of the top brass for the NFL?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is a guy in Jon Gruden that has really put on a front for a lot of people. And just because you win football games or you win a Super Bowl like he did back in 2002, which really it wasn't his team, he really inherited that team and got the glory to be the Super Bowl champion head coach. This is a guy that a lot of people understand that has now really showed his true colors and really has been revealed to show his true colors and who he is. If you think about former players like Keyshawn Johnson, who's come out and said that, you know, Jon Gruden was a guy that he never believed in, especially when they played together when he played for him in Tampa Bay. So this is a league that understands that, one, they have a lot of bad PR on their side, and they're trying to change that by making moves like that with Gruden. But then you think about Daniel Snyder, who's still the owner for the Washington football team, and this all came about, this whole situation with Gruden's email, because the NFL put an investigation into workplace misconduct in a hostile work environment with the Washington football team, but still Dan Snyder is still the team owner for the Washington football team, and somehow he's being protected, again, as I mentioned before, by the league for the situations where we know that, you know, it was just a toxic work environment.
But do you think that there's going to be fallout that could actually affect Snyder now that this has happened with Gruden?
It's interesting to see, Adrian. Hopefully it is that, and a lot of people, that's where, you know, everyone that's involved with these emails with Jon Gruden believes that it will happen, where Snyder is going to be eventually removed from his position as team owner for the Washington football team. But it remains to be seen, because you know the history of the NFL and how they're very slow moving on trying to get ahead of these situations. So we'll see.
Have you talked to any players, either current players or former players, about this?
I haven't talked to any players about what's going on, but I can imagine what they're feeling, right? And it also has to be a sense of relief, in the sense that the league is trying to take a step forward and get these good old boys out of the league and have it more progressive, especially when you think about the slogans that the NFL has put out this past season, right? You see like end racism in the end zone, and even on the stickers on the back of the helmets where they say it takes all of us, or end racism. All of those things are for players, having them understand that for them, maybe the league is starting to listen and trying to open up their eyes to what's going on and supporting the league, and especially a lot of players that are, you know, make up the majority of the league, which is just under 60%.
Though I've seen reports that there are some players who are actually supporting him, at least in the time that he's stepped down, resigning, and these are players who are black players.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been surprised for a lot of people that have put on their Superman capes to really support Jon Gruden and really stand in the way of this firing line that he's in front of, because it's a situation where even though he coached you, you may have a relationship there, but you really don't know a person, and you're starting to find out who Jon Gruden is as a person and as a man, and it's really a disgusting one.
I've talked to one of my associates who is a former Raiders player, and he says that this is a very big deal.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Cameron, for joining us. Appreciate it.